What's good, YouTube? It's Mims QB. I'm coming to y'all because today is World AIDS Day, and I just wanted to share with a lot of people who did not know this that I had a family member, I had an uncle, very sweet, down to earth, intellectual guy. Like, he just was cool, funny, and his name was Uncle Sonny. And me and my mom, at a point, we had to take care of him, and he wasn't able to walk around like everyone else. He, excuse me, he was hunched over. He had to hold on to stuff in order to be able to move, to get around to the bathroom, the kitchen, stuff like that. It got so bad. Well, I wouldn't say just bad just yet, but that's, I would say, one of the stages to where you know that a person is getting worse. So it went from that, from us being able to take care of him, to my grandmother having to be able to take care of him, because it was just a lot to take, and he needed the proper attention around the clock. Then it got to the point where my grandmother couldn't do the around the clock, so he was in his home. He had a nurse attendant taking care of him. I remember this memory that we had, and his nurse attendant wasn't around. My mom, she had dropped me off there to, spend time with him. So while she did errands for him, and we had fun. We sat down, we watched TV, watched game shows, Jeopardy, stuff like that. It was fun. It was like the last, I wouldn't say the last, but second to last happiest memory of me and him. And we was in his house, and man, we was watching something, and it got dark, and in the middle, like, mind you, it was a scary movie that we was watching at that point. So he went to the bathroom, right, and I said, yo, it's too dark in here, yo. I gotta go see what he had, so I can stay safe with him. I was young. I don't remember exactly what age that was, but I believe probably 8 or 9, give or take. And man, he just he went to the bathroom, and he was like, "I'll be right back. Sit down. It's okay. Sit down. Sit down." So I went and sat down. I said, "Oh, nah." I jumped right back up. Let me in the bathroom. Come on, something out there. It's scary. It's scary. It's dark. So he goes, "Go sit down. I'll be right there. Just go sit down." So I stood behind the wall, and I ran back around the wall and knocked on the door. I said, "Come on, hurry up, hurry up." Man, I told him to hurry up. Like, then when he came out, he was like, "Go sit down. Come on now. It's just me and you in the house and the TV." So we sat down. We finished watching our shows. Then my mom came pick me up, got his mail for him, whatever he needed that was from outside. That was cool. You know, that happening and all that. So it's just to remember that, how funny it was. I know y'all laughing. I know y'all laughing out there. I know. I had that moment. I'm sharing with y'all. So um, it went from that to the worst. He ended up being in the hospital, and it went from that to, my grandmother came and made sure he was alright, made sure the hospital was treating him okay. Because nowadays, I know how them hospitals be, depending on wherever you are. So my grandmother, she calls me and says, "Hey, your uncle's in the hospital. He's been admitted. He's not gonna be out for a while." And I'm like, "Okay." So she's like, you want to talk to him?" I spoke to him uh, briefly, because he really, he wasn't in that mood to continue on with a full conversation. You understand? Like, you gotta understand and respect when a person is sick like that they're not gonna be so entertained by wanting to talk on the phone. But he did it for me. He did it for my mom. And after all that, it just went to where a week or something went by, and he lost the ability to speak. Okay, Then it went from him losing the ability to speak. He lost the ability also to be able to move, to function and walk around like everyone else. He couldn't do it anymore. Only thing that he could do was move his eyes around. And my grandmother called me and said, hey, you know, your uncle, he's sick, he can't walk around, he's not able to speak to you, but you can come see him. He knows that you're there. He knows that you who you are. And I said, Grandma, yet again, when he was able to speak, and at that point, I said, Grandma, I can't. I don't want to see him like that. I can't see him like that. You know what I mean? You want to be able to have that last fun, fulfilled moment with your family member or family members, or of that loved one, whether it's your mother or father. You want to have that happy, joyful memory. You don't want to have a memory where not only does this person is slowly dying, but they're not able to move around or speak and laugh with me. You know, I mean, you would understand. To the ones out there, y'all know what I'm talking about. But I'm gonna let y'all know also. After that, we had got a call. We definitely had got a call. I think that following day or something like that, or whatever. Excuse my mom in the background. She on her phone, so excuse the phone call that you're hearing in the background. If you do hear it, if don't, cool. But he had passed. It was at 9 at night. I can never forget the expression in the waterworks that were serious stuff. For they wasn't even waterworks. They were rainfall. She was really crying. My mom was like really, tears were just flooding in her. Like she was just flooding, like crying. Then it went from her passing the phone to me. I saw that she was crying, so I got upset. My eyes started to tear up. Then my grandmother told me that your uncle passed. He's no longer with us anymore. But you know he's in a better place. And I had to pass the phone immediately back to my mom's. Like, you know, I can't, you know, I just was crying. I had to sit down, and my grandmother got off the phone. My mom came to me, and we both cried on each other's shoulder. So, just to remember that is a lot. But I know he's in a better place. And he didn't die in vain. Just to let y'all know, he died in his sleep. But to anybody out there who's sick, who needs the support and wants somebody to speak to talk to every day, I'm here to speak to you guys. I'm here to keep contact. Definitely on YouTube. If you don't want to put your picture up on YouTube, it's fine. You could be anonymous. But I would love to definitely stay in contact with the ones that do need to speak to somebody. So if you want to be a good friend to me, I would definitely be a good friend to you. You're human. Just because you're sick, that don't change nothing. You know, I'm not going to treat you like you some weird specimen the way the world treats me as a person and treats my other family, my other extended family out there in this world. Just know that you're not alone, that you do have people out there to support you. My name's QB. Proof is on my ID. Hit me up, inbox, make that page. Make a change, somebody. Y'all know what to do.